Road.
You're so dumb.
Yep, we watched Roadhouse, the new one, with Snaky Jake, the Christmas snake, Gyllenhaal.
Little Jake Jilly.
Yeah, and it's not a good movie. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Tell them what it's about.
So, Jakey...
Tell the people what it's about.
What's his name? Dalton?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake plays Dalton, and he's an ex-UFC fighter, and he's down on his luck, and he's hustling people in a street fighting tournament just to get by, and then this woman shows up, and she's like, I have a bar, and it's just, there's a lot of ruffians coming to this bar, so can you be my bouncer? I'll pay you, what is it, how much a week?
$5,000 a week.
Yeah, okay, so he's gonna make like $20,000 or something like that. For a month. And he decides to do it eventually. And, he gets into fights, and then there's a sinister plot for someone to take over the land, the Roadhouse. Oh, by the way, the bar is called the Roadhouse. And, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, so I actually enjoyed this movie for, 85% of it?
Okay.
Is that what I said it was?
Something like that. Did you time it?
No.
You know the exact proportion?
No, but the ending of this movie was so weird. Well, what are some things that you liked, Braden?
I don't know. This really isn't very good, honestly. Like, I guess Jake Gyllenhaal's alright, but like just the way that all the dialogue is written is cheesy. Like the fight scenes are not that satisfying either, because it's like this really weird, it's almost like half Kingsman sort of vibe where it like zooms in and it's like, it just
looks fake.
Yeah, it looks wrong. Like the action is very jarring. Which is dumb, because Jake Gyllenhaal did all this work to get ready for the, to be able to do the fight scenes, and then Conor McGregor is in the movie, so like, they could do a real cool fight scene,
But it looks weird.
Yeah.
And are we gonna spoil this?
I really don't care about this movie. Like, if you care about this movie, then skip this, because we're just gonna spoil it right off the jump.
Yeah, so at some point at the beginning of the movie, before he decides that he's going to go be this bouncer, he stops his car on the train tracks while a train is coming.
So, the woman approaches him the first time and he says no.
And then he almost commits suicide.
On a train track. And just
he almost unalives himself on a train track.
Mm-hmm.
With a train coming. And then right at the last second, he's like, nope.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
And then he drives off the track, but he doesn't get all the way off the track, and so his car gets all smashed up.
And if you watch this movie and you see how weird they did that, that's how the action is on this movie. It's weird.
Well, that part is stupid too, because they never address him being I don't know what
wanting to unalive himself.
Yeah, they never address that ever again in the movie. It's just that one part, and it's just an excuse for him to lose his car, so he has to walk around everywhere for the rest of the movie. It's like the dumbest, most contrived thing, because like the rest of his personality throughout the movie is
stable.
Very stable. Like he's got
issues and demons, but he has his own demons, but he's very stable.
Yeah. It's like it's so stupid, that part. I didn't like it. And then, there's like some fun. It's kind of fun to see him be a bouncer for a little bit and beat up people. I did like that friendly henchman. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like this gang that's supposed to come and rough up the bar, and one of them doesn't really seem like he's supposed to be part of this gang. He's too nice.
He's so polite.
Yeah.
And like later they come back and they're smashing up the bar. And he's like, he passes by Jake, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Dalton," as he's like about to throw a chair through a mirror or something.
Or at someone, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again. How have you been?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
He was funny. I liked him.
Yeah.
The Book of Mormon is in this.
Yeah, what movie do they call him that?
That's in
James
No
Bond?
Time to Die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy that James Bond calls the Book of Mormon, that actor.
Where'd you find the Book of Mormon? Political.
I don't know his real name.
That's a really roundabout way to say Billy Magnuson. He is like he's sort of behind this whole plot to destroy the Roadhouse. Because he wants the land. He wants the land to build like a hotel or something dumb. It's just a big mess.
Wait, can we just talk about how weird Conor McGregor's character is?
Yeah.
Like, the way that they introduced him into this movie was so weird.
Yeah.
Like,
do you want to describe it?
He jumps out of a window or something, butt naked, walks to this market, finds this guy that's the same size as him. They don't show this, steals his coat, and then lights the market on fire. And then he's, like, wearing this suit jacket, still naked on the bottom half, and then answers the phone, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll come help with this problem." And then...
Yeah, so he gets called, the dad of Billy Magnuson's character is in prison, and Billy Magnuson is trying to take over the Roadhouse by himself, but he keeps failing, and so the dad calls Conor McGregor from jail, and's like, "I need you to go sort this out and kill the bouncer and make sure that the Roadhouse gets taken over." But, like, yeah, he's butt naked because he's having an affair with someone's wife.
And the guy shows up.
And he jumps out the window. But like, I reflected on this a little bit, and I was like, why did he jump out the window? He's clearly not afraid of anybody. He's not afraid to do harm to anybody.
Why? Yeah. Why did he jump out of the window?
Why did he not just beat up the husband and put his clothes back on?
And then leave. And then walk away.
Yeah, it's just like another contrived reason to introduce your super badass, carefree villain.
Yeah, that was so weird. I also, first of all, I didn't know that's who it was at the beginning. I didn't know it was Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that his accent was fake. It sounds weird. I'd never...
Yeah, it does. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that is his regular voice. Maybe he did something to it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. If that's his normal voice, it was just, I'd never heard him talk before. It was weird.
Yeah. He's
such a weird villain, also.
He's overacting the whole time.
But, like, I almost feel like that's what they wanted him to do.
I know, I think that is, but, like...
I didn't feel like it was his fault. I feel like he did a good job. I just felt like the director was like, now smile really big.
Oh, he's so smiley all
while
the time.
you knock this guy out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not a very good movie. It's really not.
Yeah, I guess the more I'm talking about it, it's weird. And, like, the fight scene at the end, yeah, I mean, they drove a boat into a building, and they all survived.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know, that's what I know, and it doesn't make any sense.
The Book of Mormon gets thrown from the boat, and breaks his fall with his back.
No, on the building.
On the building.
He was in the building. No, he was on the boat, and flew into the building.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And just before they hit the building, Jake Gyllenhaal and the other girl jump out of this moving boat.
And there's a reef, by the way. Like,
yes,
they make a point of saying you can't.
The boat can't come up to the water because of the reef.
Yeah.
Or to the beach.
Yeah. So somehow Jake Gyllenhaal and the woman
survive jumping out of a moving boat that's 60 miles per hour
into a reef, or wherever they land. I don't remember where they land.
Still, jumping out of a boat at 60 miles per hour would not be feeling good.
Yeah. Whether they landed in the water or landed on the land, they shouldn't have been walking after jumping out of that boat as fast as it was moving. And Billy Magnuson shouldn't have been walking after he was thrown from the boat violently into a plank of wood. And then Conor McGregor just decides to kill him at some point because he's had enough of him ordering him around. It's just like a freaking train crash.
Would you call it a boat crash?
Yeah, I'd call it a boat crash. I didn't really enjoy it at all.
Mm.
So
it's too bad because Jake Gyllenhaal looks so good in this movie.
Oh yeah, he's really ripped.
Is that why he looks this way? Is there another film that he's done that? So he really just.
Well, he did. I mean, he did a similar sort of thing for that boxing movie he was in. The one
that was a while ago.
The one that I didn't finish. That you finished.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just too bad that he spent all that time preparing to look this way for a movie that's not that good.
Yeah. This is a remake of an old movie.
I think it came out in like 85 or something, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Patrick
86.
Swayze.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. I just remember when I looked up this one, it was like 2024 or 1985.
And you said 2024. Yeah. Apparently a lot of people love the old Roadhouse, but like the consensus that I've kind of gathered is it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of just a gigantic big mess of a movie that some people have decided that they love.
Interesting.
So there's like a subculture of the internet that's really upset about this being remade, but it's not like remaking Lord of the Rings, for example. It's not a sacred cow that you can't touch. Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. Is there anything else to say?
No.
It's rated R.
Oh yeah, for violence and language.
Yeah, the violence isn't...
It's mostly contained to the ending.
And even then, I didn't think it was horribly gratuitous at all.
Didn't I not look?
You probably didn't look at one point, but like, I don't remember there being very much blood or anything like that. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal breaks a lot of arms and fingers and stuff, but it doesn't really show the up-close damage that he's doing. You just hear like a little snap, and then the guy falls on the ground and he's like, ah!
I did think it was funny though the first time he fought that gang, and before, it was like 5 against 1.
Yeah.
Do you guys have good dental? You have good insurance? How far away is the hospital? They're like, dude, let's just fight!
Yeah.
No, seriously, how far away is the hospital?
And then the friendly guy's like, about 20 minutes, maybe 25 if there's traffic.
And then, you know, he beats them up and they need to go to the hospital. And he's like, don't worry, the hospital's only 25 minutes away.
And he takes them.
Yeah, he has to drive them.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's a shoehorned romance in there as well that doesn't really go anywhere.
With who?
The doctor at the hospital.
Oh, yeah. What even happens to her at the end of the movie?
No, her dad is the corrupt chief of police, but because Jake Gyllenhaal saved her at the end, he decides that he's gonna...
turn his life around.
He's gonna help Jake disappear because technically Jake committed a murder.
Oh, yeah.
Or Dalton, whatever. And then she's like, okay, you have to go. And then he just leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Which leaves me wondering why...
Are they gonna make another one?
No, I doubt it. Like,
why, what?
I don't think so. It just leaves me wondering what was really the point. They don't spend very much time on the romance, and then the romance has to end, so are we supposed to feel sad about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel sad about it.
Because, like, there's, like, one scene of them together, and that's it.
Well, and, like, that date that they went on.
Yeah.
And he finally realizes that it's a date, and he's like, I don't go on dates. And she's like...
Because he's damaged.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's a date. Let's kiss.
Yeah.
That's the date. And then they make out.
Anyway, if all this sounds exciting to you, go go ahead and watch this movie. Maybe you'll like it more than we did. But, like, in terms of an action movie, it's not very interesting because the action isn't... It's just weird.
Is weird. I don't even know how to describe it.
Well, and, like, it's not weird in a good way, because I like Kingsman. I like that because they fully commit to it. But it seems like in this movie they're like halfway committing to that style and halfway wanting it to feel like a real fight, and it just doesn't feel like really much of anything. So as an action movie, it's not that interesting, and then as any other kind of movie, it's also not that, like, romance, not that interesting. Mystery, not very interesting. I don't know. What else is this movie trying to be, do you think?
Funny.
Oh, a comedy. It's got some funny parts, but, like, again, a lot of the dialogue just doesn't really land.
Yeah. But some of the parts are pretty funny.
Yeah.
But
that henchman, again, like, he was great.
Yeah.
I liked that guy.
That henchman. I like that guy.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah. I like that henchman.
I like that guy.
Or that part when Conor McGregor slams him into the piano, and he's like, Dalton slams Dalton into the piano, and this is at the very end, their big fight, and like Dalton is like cut up and bleeding and limping, and he's like at death's door, and he's like, this piano's out of tune. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that was
what?
So weird. Why would Jake Gyllenhaal even let the line go? Like, why would he say that?
It just didn't fit, because like the fight was like serious.
Yeah, and then just randomly,
this piano's out of tune.
Yeah, that was so weird.
So that's just an example of like them putting a joke in there. Like, there's a lot of that kind of joke in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's stop beating up on it. Poor Roadhouse.
I know.
I did want it to be good. I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, yeah. I liked some of it.
Yeah.
But now that we're talking about it, I realize I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's better stuff.
Yeah.
Better stuff to watch. Let's rate it.
Okay, go.
I was going to have you go. I didn't think of what I wanted to rate it yet.
Okay. I'm going to rate this... I can't even think. A 6.5. Let's burn some books.
It's time to burn some books.
Oh yeah. That's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 smiley Conor McGregor's out of 10.
When Conor McGregor climbs up that bridge, and he's just wearing like his shorts, he looks very good.
Does he?
It looks very European with like his short shorts that,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought, oh.
It'd be interesting to see.
Hello there.
I'd be interested to see if he does any more movies after this. Like, just because like that character he was playing, like you said, was a big ham sandwich. So like, you know, maybe he could do a different character, and maybe we'd like him more.
Yeah.
As an actor. But as for this movie,
Yeah. Did you consume any content this week, Bradley?
I feel like we watched another movie though, don't you?
I don't know. I wasn't home very much this week. Okay. Well, I played a video game. I played Link's Awakening.
You beat it?
Again, pretty much.
Okay.
The only reason I haven't is because I'm not ready for the game to end.
Okay. Because you like it.
Yeah, because I'm doing some of the side stuff, but I've finished most everything. I have this one last side thing left. This game is basically about Link, and he wakes up on this island, and he doesn't know how he got there, and he's trying to figure out what's wrong with this island. But every time he gets closer to figuring it out, all the villains, after he defeats them, are like, now you've done it. Now it's going to be the death of us all. Or something, because I don't want to spoil the ending.
Yeah, I know why though.
Yeah.
You should say you played the remake.
Yeah, on the Switch.
Yeah, the one that they make everybody look like a toy, basically.
Yeah, is it 8-bit?
The original, yeah,
Is
old.
Yeah. Because I think I had to look up some walkthroughs, and I was like, why does this look so weird?
Yeah, this is the remake.
Yeah.
But I think it's like exactly the same, just different graphics. different art style.
Okay.
Which
I like the art style of the
I
remake.
prefer it, for sure. Yeah.
Than the 8-bit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty basic game. I mean, your main controls are hit, and then you gain the ability of jump, which that kind of bothers me because you do gain other abilities, but you have to keep the Y slot open for jump. Because that's an ability that you gain, and you have to have that. I don't know. And then the only other spot you have for abilities is the X button, and you get a decent amount of abilities that it would be nice if they would have utilized some of like the trigger buttons or something.
Yeah.
This is like a fun puzzle building or puzzle solving game. It's not hard. It's just you got to think about some things, and I had to look up some walkthroughs for some of it, but I like the story and I like the fighting for the most part.
Because it's simple.
It's simple.
And you don't die a bunch of times.
Right. Yeah. And you I think you start out the game with 3 hearts, and every time you get hit by like lesser enemies, you lose half a heart. And then I think by the end, you have like, I don't know, 15 hearts or something like that. But it's a fun game. I really like it. Is there anything I should say about it? I will say I did find a side quest that I didn't even know existed the first time I played it. And it was actually pretty fun. Got an ability I didn't know existed.
And this game is rated E for everyone, like these hands.
Yeah.
Like the hands of Conor McGregor in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Rated E for everyone.
So I think I would rate this 8.5.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, an 8.5. Silent Lynx. I feel like Link never talks.
I don't think he's ever supposed to.
Yeah.
I guess in Tears of the Kingdom he goes like, Gah! Or whatever. Yeah. But that's not really talking, is it?
No.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I read a book. Let me pull up my Audible app because I don't remember who wrote it. 1 second.
I also read a book.
I didn't.
Okay.
I'd appreciate it if you would not step on my thunder, please.
Respect my privacy.
Respect my boundaries. Okay, it's called Masters of Modern Soccer by Grant Wall.
You read another soccer book?
Yeah, it just popped up after I finished Soccernomics, and I was like, I read the description, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
How long is it?
Let's see. It is 7 hours.
Huh,
Not that long.
Short.
So this guy, I believe he was a journalist, Grant Wall, and to write this book, he's basically trying to get inside the minds of modern players, coaches, sporting directors, to figure out like how they look at the game, how they're successful, and he interviews a decent amount of people. This will be of interest to you. He interviews Christian Pulisic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's cool. At this time...
For those of you that don't know, Christian Pulisic is the reason that I like this one team in Italy.
AC Milan.
AC Milan.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's American.
Yeah, he's probably our best player.
I think we saw him play, right?
No.
Oh, he didn't play.
He didn't play. We saw him like warming up, but he never.
Oh, okay.
He never played because they didn't need him. It was just a friendly.
Yeah, when we watched the U.S. versus
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Yeah. So at this point, Pulisic was at Chelsea, but during the interviews, it was when he was playing in Germany, so it was like his first team.
Oh, okay.
And it was really interesting. So they talked to Christian Pulisic, they talked to You won't know this guy, but Manuel Neuer, he's...
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, maybe the best goalie
I don't know.
of all time. They talked to a Mexican forward as well, who you won't know the name of. They also talk to... And I thought this was really interesting. They talked to some managers and they talked to some sporting directors. And the sporting director's job is, player acquisition, scouting, how, what direction is the club moving from this point. And everybody had something interesting to say. I liked learning, about their mentality and how they approach things. I really liked how they interviewed a defender, one of the defenders from Manchester City back in the day, and he had some really insightful things about how he approaches the game and, where do I position myself to play against a fast player versus a player that's really technical versus a player that's really physical. How do I use my teammates around me?
That is really interesting.
Yeah, it's
to
cool.
have it explained by someone
who is really good.
Yeah,
one of the best. A master, if you will.
Yeah.
Hence the title. But I think maybe the most interesting part to me was when they were talking to the sporting director at Dortmund, which is the team that got Pulisic. So I'm just going to tell this story hopefully quickly. So back, I think it was in 2014 or 15, Dortmund is typically a team that makes it pretty far in the Champions League, and they finish usually second in the German league.
Which is just a tournament that happens in Europe.
Yeah. So they're usually pretty good, but during this season, for some reason it just wasn't clicking, and they were at the bottom of the league at one point, which is unheard of for them because they're one of the better teams in Germany. And so they had to make a decision. They had 3 players that were really successful and really good, but they only had 1 year left on their contract. And the sporting director was like, do we sell them? Because if we sell them, our team that's already not doing well is going to get 3 great players worse next year.
But they'll make money.
But we'll be able to make money off of them instead of them becoming, free agents and potentially leaving the next year. And they decided to sell them because Dortmund's philosophy is to find young players that are undervalued and develop them.
Kind
of like Moneyball a little bit.
Moneyball, yeah.
And they decided to sell these players for they made over 100 million off of all of them.
In total.
Yeah, so each of them was selling for 30-something million. And then with that money, they saved the money, and they were able to find Christian Pulisic and 2 other players that ended up being really important for them the next year.
Oh, wow.
So I liked that, but it got me thinking, because there's another team that is doing the opposite of that, and they're buying all the old players that everybody thought were washed up.
What team?
Inter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The core of their team is made up of people that were rejected by other clubs.
Because they're too old.
Or because they weren't performing or whatever. So, undervalued but not super young. So it's the opposite end of the spectrum. So I thought that was cool because Inter's having a crazy good season right now. I don't think they've lost 1 game in 2024.
Inter?
Yeah.
Against who?
Against Madrid, Atletico.
Okay.
Yeah, and they really shouldn't have. I'm not going to get into that. They should have won that game, that's all I'll say. But yeah, this was a good book. I would give it a... Alright, as a biased soccer fan, I'll give it an 8.5. Captain America's out of 10.
Captain America?
Yeah.
Why?
That's Christian Pulisic's nickname.
Really?
Yeah.
Bible?
Yeah, he's the captain of the United States.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they call him Captain America.
Okay.
I think he's the captain. I don't know. That's his nickname.
Who else would it be, though?
There's a couple people it could be, but... Yeah, that's it. I am playing a video game right now, but I'm not done with it, so... And I also want to, capture some footage.
Okay.
Well, that's all we got today, right?
Yeah, what's coming up?
I don't know when Shogun's gonna end. This is
How many episodes are
This is like the third week that I brought it up. I think there's 8.
Okay, then 2 more weeks, because there's only going to be 10 episodes. I think I looked that up for you.
Alright. I guess I could watch the second half of Invincible season 2. I could finish that by next week. What about you?
Well, you know what? I watched Love is Blind. I guess I could talk about that.
Next week?
Yeah. Forgot about that. And this book that I finished. Just some book. Just some words put together, bound by pages.
With a spine?
Mm-hmm.
And a cover?
Yeah.
Just one cover?
No, 2.
Okay. That sounds like a book.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody. Bye.